As Australia's borders reopen to the world following the COVID-19 lockdowns, universities and tertiary institutions have been preparing themselves for an influx of international students to grace their grounds once again. Unfortunately, though, the rate that these students are returning at has decreased over the last couple of years. A recent survey of students stranded abroad by the Council of International Students Australia found about 93% of the 607 participants have had their mental health affected by studying online in their home countries. 9 out of 10 students said they experienced stress, and more than two-thirds reported self-diagnosed anxiety or self-diagnosed depression. More than a quarter of the students said they had thoughts of self-harm. Clinical psychologist Glenn Hosking believes that more needs to be done to assist international students studying in the country.
This is a really big issue. And I think that given the challenges that are there, we do need better access for mental health services for people who are international students or people who aren't able to access things like Medicare. We have a great system of mental health care in Australia where if someone is an Australian resident or an Australian citizen, that they have great access to mental health through Medicare, through a better mental health outcomes scheme, which is fantastic. But if people are international students, they don't have that access, and therefore they need to rely on other services.
Pravina Savakama is an international student studying at La Trobe University. Originally from Sri Lanka, Ms. Savakama has spent the last couple of years stuck in Australia, uncertain of when she'll be able to see her family again. These unprecedented times have made it extremely difficult to cope.
In my 20 years of life, I heard isolation, quarantine for the first time in life in 2020, those words itself.
Having experienced periods of homesickness and anxiety, Ms. Savakama agrees that mental health care for international students needs to be prioritised.
Um, that should be there, the mental health, because like, you know how COVID was spreading? I myself personally was very scared to go out, became even more introverted because I just went out to get groceries and like once in 3 weeks. So probably like a bit of mental health and help with like you shouldn't be scared of COVID or anything. I think that's a good point.
Mr. Hosking also believes that there are a multitude of benefits of having international students study in Australia.
International students are an enriching experience for universities in a number of ways. But, as an educator, I think it's really helpful having international students who can bring a sense of cultural diversity to any kind of higher education course, degree, or unit, which are really important for all students to appreciate.
This has been Stephen Zois reporting for News Aplenty.